G'day everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse, Tuckerwalk, Marks Point, with this Friday's fishing report. Strongish westerly winds. I think they're tripping around about 20-25 for most of the weekend, guys. Sunday morning, not too bad, but as you can see behind me here, sea is absolutely flat and all the ships are pointing dead in. Yellowfin last week will start basically out wide. A heap of yellowfin out off the coast here last Saturday, but like everything, fish have got tails. And these guys moved on very, very quickly. There was some beautiful fish caught in and around that sort of like 20 to 30 kilo mark. So a great school yellowfin, but lots of them. We had an opportunity yesterday to actually duck out and have a bit of a look. We're about 35 mile out, and to my surprise, there would have been at least a dozen boats out there, but only one fish around 20 kilo caught. However, there were a couple of very nice fish around 40 or 50 caught back down the coast a little bit, probably east of the entrance, and I did hear of a few up off Port Stephens, but more Allmark area. This is what the trend seems to be in these winterly conditions. Water temp's about 19.6. There is a lot of bait out there, but these yellowfin are coming on and they're moving through so quickly. So where I can give you a report of what happened last week is obviously not what's going to happen a week later, but it looks good out there. I know Troy Payton was out there last Saturday as well. He got a beautiful short-billed spearfish, and there has been the odd marlin, but these yellowfin are going to be really of interest this whole of winter. I think we're going to have this sporadic turning up and then switching off routine, but I'll certainly keep you updated. Some great catches of snapper on that deep water. The farm down to the Texas, we're seeing bag limit catches of snapper and some very, very good fish. I know Alex and Gavin went out last weekend, a couple of our regular men. They got a beautiful snapper, best one, 5.9 kilo. Again, typical of this time of year when we're seeing these big, deep water snapper. There's also been some very, very good trag caught in these areas. And when I say good trag, in excess of 3 kilo. I just don't think you're going to get there out there wide and onto these farm or Texas area this weekend, guys. This is where it's all going to be coastally on these inshore reefs. And as you can see behind us here, you will get protection out of the cliffs. And you've got these tides. You've got around about a 6 o'clock low tide tomorrow and a 12:45 high tide. So the afternoon fishing should be quite good, but seek some protection right up through Newcastle, Merriweather, in and around Newcastle, that Susan Gilmore area. Good protection, but as you get up to Stockton Bight, it widens out, and I reckon that wind coming down through the harbour area, down through the valley, will be quite gusty, so you have to take that in consideration. The beach fishing and the rock fishing will be absolutely perfect. Minimal swell, and as you can see with this watercolour, absolutely clear as. A lot of guys tomorrow going to go down and try to get down early on that tide before it rises and tackle some of these drummer. Fish in the wash, plenty of burley, but there's some beautiful drummer and some very, very big schools of luderick around. It's probably ideal to get onto some of these points and cast for tailor very, very early in that morning. And the beaches, they've been up and down those tailor, more or less the golf course north and up towards Jules. Got a couple of text messages this week. A lot of fish up towards Jules, but we're seeing a lot of small juvenile salmon mixed in with them. But flat conditions like this, that tide and fishing into the evening will probably prove the pick. If you're going to be in the channel, a lot of luderick at Lucy's Wall, but there's also some very good ones up around the bridge, and you'll still see a few flathead in that Salts Bay area, and these are the protected areas that you're going to have to stay in. The lake itself is quite choppy, so you're going to have these west-northwest winds filtering down. You're going to need to stay either in the southern end of the lake where you're going to get some protection, or indeed over along that western side. So certainly over there, Myuna Bay, Wangi, up towards Toronto way, anywhere you can get some protection and stay over there. Talked to a few of the guys today. I know Todd from work had a fish yesterday, a very nice snapper on a vibe, but some beautiful tailor. And look, this is what we're seeing, these big tailor, but too much bait. And it's unusual that I say this. There is that much bait in the lake. So basically, the fish themselves are spoilt for choice. So they're really moving around, and you've just got to try to find the bait school that is getting harassed the most, but it is making it tough, and I'm seeing a few reports where some of the guys are struggling. Still a lot of flathead around, guys, but again, you'll just need to move around, and I think you just got to be prepared to put a little bit of time in, but you'll get the result. So, weather's perfect. It's offshore, it's not going to be raining, but I reckon we can salvage something out of it. This week, of course, our little deals of the week, we've got a great little package to come through, and I fold it in half just to let guys know that it is a two-piece. We've got a variety of sizes, guys, and these Acceler rods and these little glass reels. Now, basically, we're including braid as well. The value of this is going to come in at normally above $310. We've got it reduced down to $189 for this particular combo. Now, these combos will be absolutely perfect for the inshore snapper that we'll see getting caught this week on these tides, and of course with the salmon not too far away, they'll be perfect in the estuary. Hopefully the weather holds, the wind will back off a little bit next week. I'll see you next Friday.